When my husband died in 1990, when Dan died, I decided that I needed to get more education, and I would become what's called an orientation mobility specialist, this person who teaches blind people how to travel with a cane and to make them as independent as they want to be. And it just happened that the job was here in Indianapolis, and I was very happy to come back to Indianapolis because we'd been happy here. And it was a small state agency called Bosma Rehab Center for the Blind and Visually. It's a personal adjustment to center. Many times people would come in and say, I sat on the couch for 6 months crying, and then one day I said, I can't cry anymore. And that's it. So then they get up and they ask, well, where can I go for help? And that's where they learn how to write, if they have some vision, how to write letters bigger and how to listen better. And in my work, how to not be afraid of the stairs by making sure you're hanging onto the railing and using a cane. And there would be people who say, I used to walk and I can't walk anymore. And I said, well, why not? Just going out to the mail is an accomplishment when you're totally blind. Walking out and getting the mail, even if you can't read it, you've gotten it. Mm-hmm. We would work with them riding the bus, getting paratransit, what's called open door. And
what do they tell you about the experience of being at Bosma?
One of the major stepping stones was going from being outside the building to being, and you learn to get around a building. And this one lady, I said, well, I want you to go up to this 7th floor. There was a little store up on 7th floor, and come right back, go buy something and come back. And she said something about, well, how did I do? I said, I don't know. I told you I wasn't going. You mean I went there all by myself? I said, sure. And then another big step was we would be working out in a residential area with their cane. And I would say, okay, I'm going to stay here at the car. We had to drive there. I'm going to stay here at the car, and you're going to walk around the block and come back. And they said, and you're coming with me, right? And I said, no, I will be here. I know you can do this, and it's important for you to do it by yourself. And they could never quite believe that I would really let them go by themselves. And when they came back, it was just like they had learned how to fly, that they had really convinced somebody else besides themselves that they really could do something and go by themselves and not cry and not get lost. And they really knew where they were going, and they actually enjoyed it. And then the other big thing was at the very end of the program, I'd say, I don't care where you go, I want you to say, I want to do this, I'm going to go, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to come back. And this one lady, I said to her, I said, so what did you do? She said, I went to the park, and I sat in the park, and I didn't do anything. But it was wonderful because I wanted to go to the park, and I wanted to sit there. And I didn't ask anybody to help me. I got there by myself and sat there by myself. And she said, it is so wonderful to be able to make that kind of a statement and do it. I mean, we take things like walking to the park and sitting in a bench for granted, but when you're totally blind, that's not an easy thing to accomplish.